All right, round two. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just my computer it's not working. So for that, we're gonna do it off the phone. So I know you can't really see the actual project itself. I'll turn it around. I got a couple stands I can do for you guys, but just want to kind of break it down further. I did like a little breakdown on TikTok, which is kind of cool. But I'll give it like a more in-depth kind of breakdown, if that makes sense. Let me reshare it to everybody. Alright, so now that I'm done sharing to everybody, so pretty much that's the the track itself. Let me flip the camera around if I can. There we go. Okay, cool. So getting back to it. So yeah, this is my setup, guys. Got the nice little Apollo Adamadios with the little trees and shit. But anyways, let's get back. Okay, so let me reintroduce how I broke it down. So basically, how I came across from this track, it was I was listening to this R&B playlist on Spotify. And I don't know, I just fell in love. It's from Brent, and it's called, the original track is Fuck the World, Summer in London, and it's sick. It's one of the sickest tracks. Such a good vibe. It's like kind of like a 90s kind of current, I don't know, like it's just really cool. And so what I did with it, just grabbed the vocals pretty much. So this is like all original right here. Oh, my bad. It's got that 90s R&B. It's so sick. And then this one I put my twist, like boom, with the like insane drums and shit. Here we go. Don't mean I trust you, I don't. So pretty much that is like the main of it. Actually, let me open up the whole project. So this is like the mastering. So basically, when you come into like music production, so you got your production, you got your mixing, and you got your mastering. So this is like my mastering stage. How I like to do it is I like to have my drums, my bass separate, so you can tell like even the bass. I don't know if you guys can hear the sub. It's very like, I like it deep and stuff. And then my synths, so like with the drop hits. So yeah, it's crazy. I'll show you guys here in a bit, but that was pretty much vocal chops from the actual loop that, I never got. I tried to find the acapella. That's what you usually do to do it clean, but I couldn't. So I had to just fuck with it how it was. And then my effects. So yeah, this is how I break down my usual tracks. Just to add a little, kind of tension to it, especially the build. It's very simple. I like to. So yeah, it's, you can go crazy with it and stuff. I kind of did, like, I don't know, I just really wanted to have like a future bass kind of trap vibe. I don't know, with the 90s feel. I don't know, I kind of fuck with it. So might as well, since I'm here, I'll show you guys my mastering chain. So how I master my tracks, usually I go this route. So let me pop it up. I like the Pro Q3. It's sick, super sick. Clean EQ, definitely worth the money. Go get it. What I like to do, I like to like cut in the 20 hertz and stuff. Usually you can't really hear past 20 hertz, or I mean below 20 hertz. It's just, you know, rarely people can hear that shit, but you can feel it. So sometimes I would keep it depending on the PA system. Some PA systems can push like 15 hertz. So yeah, you can do that. I usually cut the like 20 because that's pretty much the human ear. It's like my human ear. This is just like a notch because like, there's like a bad, like, you can tell like some of the bass right here, it just gets a little too crazy. So I tend to notch that out. And then I love Ozone. Ozone is my shit. I love it. I didn't do much right here in the EQ. Yeah, because usually on like mix downs, I usually kind of get it prepped for mastering. So mastering, I barely have to do much. All I have to do is just level. The Pro L2, the shit. I'm telling you, fucking get it. It's like, it's so cool. There's a video of like Skrillex showing his session, which is so sick. He like just like jams this like way up, but it's like, it sounds so sick. And yeah, just a little processing. And then span. So span, what I use, I just kind of see what the levels are, just see how flat it is. So I like to have like, there's like this kind of weird, here, let me lower it down. So this is like weird, kind of like, I don't know, if you study like different tracks, at least for EDM, it's, you gotta, there's this like weird hump and then like dip right here to separate the sub and, you know, the rest of the instruments. Now that helps you with a clean mix. So I try to notch like somewhere around this area. It depends on variations. Like for instance, if you have different, if it doesn't sound good, because you gotta make it sound good. So usually I try to notch it right here just to kind of clean up the sub bass and all that. So as you can see, once it hits the drop, there'll be like a clean dip, like right here. So like right here. I think some of this is like the more the vocals and stuff. But yeah, you see that dip? It just creates a better, clean sub. So that's something I learned. Yeah, just the metering. So let's get to the fun parts. Let me try to find production. We could do mixing. Let me see. Because mixing, I'll have most of my tracks. But yeah, guys, so if you guys have any questions of anything that you guys want to know, feel free to ask. Because I love doing this shit. It's kind of cool. I might actually let you guys have the session. Probably later this week. I'll bring it out. And what's up, Bailey? So yeah, dude, freaking, I'll probably release this session and shit, so you guys can have it. You can fuck with it, because it's all about learning, you know. So yeah, so mixing, mastering. I'm gonna go down to the mixing. Pretty much my mixing, I'll show you everything what I did with the track. Here you see. Check it out. All right, so this is like, as you can see, the drums. There's so many drums. Hopefully it doesn't freak out. Okay, cool. Check it out. Oh, because I have a solo. Okay, cool. So let me break down the drums. So the drums in the intro are very simple. You hear that notch. It's like, so if I unsolo, just to add a little bit, and then once it like hits like the verse, it gets a little crazy. Ooh. Oh, still. See, that's why when I was live streaming, this shit was going crazy. So let's see. Hold on, I might have to lower the. I'm telling you, when you get like to like big sessions like this, it's like sometimes you just need a powerful computer shit. So here we go. Let's see this up. It's still crazy. I might have to freeze some tracks. Let me see. But yeah, so let me break it down. Sorry guys, it's getting a little crazy. Yeah, because like I have so much shit like with the kick. Let's see if I can. But yeah, guys, freaking this track probably took me a week to do. Didn't take that long. It took it was just starting with the loop. I literally just start with the 2-track. I try to find as much as I can. Like I'll find the instrumental and shit like that, if I could. But sometimes you're not lucky to find that. So sometimes you gotta hunt. You gotta hunt for shit. Sometimes if you look at For You and then acapellas, you can definitely find some stuff. Hey Maggie. So freaking let me see if I can break it down. Yeah, it's like totally freaking out. Let's see. Oops. I'm trying to break this down. All right. Let's see if I can freeze tracks. So in Ableton, it's kind of cool. You can freeze stuff. It's like kind of like it like kind of blaze off some power in your computer, if that makes sense. Cause like if you work in big sessions like this, it's weird cause like at the moment when I was doing the mixing and mastering, it didn't affect it. So maybe let me try to see if I have some stuff running in the background that can definitely affect it. But let's see. Hopefully I can show you guys. Should have prepped it, or might have to go back to the mastering session just to show you guys the drums and all that shit. But so far it's pretty. You know, the only thing complicated is like the drop, which is like my favorite part. Let's see. See, it's like going nuts. Maybe I'll freeze this shit. Yeah, so like, as you can see, with the drop, so that is just the lead, part of like the lead vocal. And I just like, you know, did all this processing, like reverb. I like to do like this kind of, you see that utility thing? It's kind of like going back and forth. It's called automation. And so I just automate it with the volume and stuff just to kind of go crazy, just to add a little rhythm to it. It's kind of cool. It's like kind of like a new trick that I'm doing. Okay, it's like kind of like a new trick that I'm doing with my sessions is just to add some rhythm to it. Let me see. I'm gonna freeze this bastard. But yeah. It just kind of gives it a little different rhythm and stuff, and then you can tweak it. It's easier for me. I like working with audio, not so much MIDI, because it's like, you know, you have to work with the notes. You could do the same shit, I guess, but like for me, I do better with audio because you get more control. You could do a lot more with the waveform and all that shit. That's how I work. There's some incredible producers that are out there that work with MIDI and they're just killer. You mean I'm more of a audio guy, more like, you know what I mean? You can tell with my drums too. My drums, I like to lay them out and shit like that. And so that's just me. Let's see. Okay, hold on. Let's fucking see this thing. It's still like peaking, as you can see. All right, ladies and gents, let me see. Maybe I have to freeze all this shit. Hold on, I gotta put you down. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, like, feel free to ask. Yeah, because usually I try to make my remixes within a week, because sometimes like I'll go into sessions or I'll start like a remix and it'll take me too fucking long. So I like trying to do trying to finish a track. If I could finish that day, that's even sicker. I might show you guys another remix that I'm working on. Yeah, I'll probably show you guys that as soon as I get this shit going. See, just with that, cause like those two, just like, yeah. Sorry about this, guys. Just gotta. There's so much. I use like so many plugins for, and you don't have to too. I mean, that's just myself. You know, some people think you have to. You have to use like all the nice plugins and shit. You don't. I'm telling you, you can work. I've seen people that just do stock plugins and they kill it. Here, while this is updating, I'll try to. So yeah, it's like my style before was very like future based. I'm trying to, trying to transition to what, I'm trying to make now, like my objective to work. I love R&B, so that has always been my backbone to it. So I always want to make R&B style. Like I think my signature sound would probably be future R&B, soul. With a little bit of house, a little bit of trap, hip hop and stuff, because it's all the stuff that I kind of grew up and listened to. Definitely R&B. I was like a big R&B fanatic, so I always want to go back to those roots, because it's just better as an artist. You're more true to yourself and stuff, and and I want to make like all types of music. I don't want to just make like future bass or any of that, just be specific, because it sucks being like an artist. Yeah, I feel rude. I'm like talking to you guys. Once this, I'm just waiting. I'm freezing tracks right now, so yeah, I just don't want to be like an artist. Like, definitely you want your bread and butter. I'm not saying not to be a specific artist, but like for me, I kind of want to make all types of music, whether it's like hip hop, dance, Caribbean. I was dabbling into Caribbean music quite a while. I don't know, I was like listening to some reggae, some like Trinidad music, and I was like, man, this would be kind of cool if it was like a dance vibe, kind of like I don't know, like somewhat of like Major Lazer, like Diplo, but like more like chill, if that makes sense. I don't know, I just like making like chill kind of wave music, if that makes sense. Yeah, so but yeah, guys, I've just been busy. I came out with a new track. It's called Baby. It's out on Spotify. It's killer. Let me play it, actually. Let's see if I can find it. You can tell when I play Baby, it's gonna be like, it's a very wavy track, if that makes sense. I don't know if any of you guys listened to it yet. Let's see. Let's play it. Some people were saying it's like kind of like tropical house or something like that. We're almost there. Just trying to finishing up freezing tracks. What do you guys think so far of Baby? It's kind of cool. A little like beachy vibe, wavy. that's pretty much Baby. So it's out on Spotify. I just released it, I think, a couple weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago. It's been getting good reviews and stuff. I'm just really pleased because it's like, it's what Sugar Brown is, the sound of it, and I'm just really happy. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay, cool. All right, we're good. Thanks, Mason, appreciate it. All right, let's flip this bitch around. All right, finally, now we can see. The screen's all dirty. Let me put in the. Cool, nice and good. Okay, cool. So, getting back to it. So this is the drop lead. So it's literally just the freaking part of the vocals, and it's like, oh no, I think this is the, so this one's like the regular vocals, and then this is like the pitch, kind of like weird chorusy vibe. So I like to do this trick. Let's see if I can pull it up. So you see that like chorusy vibe. So it's, I think it's actually, let me see. Let's see if I can focus. So it's actually Yo Man. If you have Ableton, you can do this shit. It's actually Yo Man, but like I tweaked it a little bit. I think I tweaked the mod right here. And then, yeah, and then you get that like weird kind of, weird like chorus. So with all of it together, just sounds. So it's like very thick. And then this like shout. Zoom in. I found this like loop on like Splice and shit, and I was like, man, I dig it, and it kind of like gives it like a feel, cause like I don't know, I could have gone, as you can see on the lower one, it's consistent, but I just like wanted to keep it go, like I wanted to separate, so like there's room for that. So that's a good mixing tip too. Like for instance, if there's frequencies that like some samples take over one another, then you can like cut it out and then put something else to it. I think this one's like the higher pitch of it. Oh, lower. And this one's like higher. Yeah. So that's what I did. So that's like my favorite part, especially coming towards it, like the build, like. So I'll do the drums next. So the drums, I like my drums to fucking hit hard like a motherfucker. I don't know, that's just like, I just like hard hitting drums, especially like tracks like this when you just like, it's mostly supposed to be like soothing and chill and not like too crazy. I just like it like. And then you see all those perks, like I just love adding like little hi-hats to the side and shit. It's my kick. As you can hear, like the kick's like straight, like pointed out. And honestly, I think the biggest tip I can give you guys is just sample selection. Honestly, because you can see, I don't do much when it comes to processing. I try to find the best sample, and then, you know what I mean, I just cut out a little bit of the highs, a little bit of lows for the sub, and then the compressor, it's like nothing much. So I try to not process as much, because it's all about sample selection, and then the snare, 2 like different snares. It's kind of like your basic snare, a little clicky, and then your perks. Let's see. I just like little rhythmics. Even though you can't, like, maybe you can hear it through the mix. Like that, just like something with a little reverb, just add a little room to it. And then when you add like the rim shot. So yeah, just kind of like that shit. And then the cymbals, by far, give it like another rhythm to it. So then when you have it all together, it's like, and you see like what I did right there, I kind of gave it a break when it comes to some of the cymbals, because you know it could be a little repetitive and just a little too much. So sometimes I'll give it like a little break. And then when you add like stuff to it, like you add the bass, like, let's see if I can, kind of moves the bass with it. Yeah, that's a good question. You know, jungle music, that couldn't be considered jungle music. I don't know. I mean, it can, especially the rhythm of it. I never thought of that. That's actually a good point. It could be. Now I'm thinking about it, it should be. And then we just had everything together. Just sounds better. One. Overloading. Stop it. So yeah, guys. So that's the first drop. Let me see. Let's play it. So like a little break. Don't come around if you ain't close to me. I love the vocals, man. I feel like them. It gotta work for me. Just 'cause I want you don't mean I want you. I don't. You got some high hopes. Actually, let me show you that, like that fill. Yeah, no, definitely, I agree. Now you pointing that out, that the beat's jungle, and you know what, jungle's so dope too. Do you like jungle music? Let's see. So I wanted to add a fill to it, just to kind of break it off, so then you kind of go transition to like the second verse. So I found this. Let me see if I can unfreeze it and show you guys what I did. Hopefully. So I actually reversed it. So that's the original. Let me see. So yeah, it was like a perk. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, beat jungle is very rhythmic. I dig it. So as you can see, it was just like a little perk, and what I did, I just like reversed the motherfucker. and add like this auto filter and shit. I love doing this. This is another thing I do instead of like the whole like volume automation. I'll do like filter volume automation. It kind of it gives it like a different feel to it rather than volume automation. Filter automation just kind of gives it like you release the frequencies, if that makes sense. With audio volumation, it kind of releases the level of it, but with if you try filter, it's like cool. So I like doing the filter actually because it just has a different touch. So so I like Trash. Trash is so dope. It's such a good plugin. There's so many like filters and like overdrives and shit. I would definitely check this out, buy it, because it's so dope. To just create music, I'm starting this from scratch, but I can play instruments. Yeah, dude, I use Ableton. This is what I normally use. I mean, you can use whatever, man, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Don't feel like you have to use Ableton, because I just normally use Ableton. That I actually started with FL Studio. I saved up a lot of money when I was a kid. I wanted to learn music too. So I was starting out. I didn't know what to use at all, and so I saved up for FL Studio, and then I gradually went to Ableton because a lot of people were suggesting it, and I wanted to learn Ableton too. It's just quicker for me. So it just depends how comfortable you are with the DAW. And then, what makes you faster too, because like that's another thing, what makes you fast as a producer. Like me, I work fast on Ableton, so that's how I do it. But yeah, oh shit, okay, Novato, you use the trick too? Yeah, it's a sick trick, man. I love it. So as you can see, I use the Trash. I try to. So just without it, and then just kind of, I'm gonna break it down a little bit. So what I did, which is cool, I did like a little peak, and then I like automate that. So you'll hear it. It just a little slight trick, man. I'm telling you, just little stuff. You don't have to go too crazy. And then I like to do the frequency shifter. And then we move on to the OTT. OTT is the best motherfucking thing you can ever use. Oh, you use both? Oh, that's sick, man. I've been wanting to go back to FL because I just love the output of FL. It's just so warm, and it's honestly, that's why a lot of people make hip hop out of it, because the bass just sounds so much cleaner when it comes from FL than Ableton. I just noticed that Ableton can be a little bit gritty, but I love Ableton. I'm not gonna change it. I actually do mix and mastering through Ableton. I know a lot of people would be like, what the fuck, what are you talking about? You should do Pro Tools. But I don't know, I did Pro Tools too. I learned that from school, but I just love Ableton, guys. Sweet. Thank you for your info. Yeah, thanks, man. Sam, yeah, go to Sweetwater. I think they're doing like, you could do monthly payments. That's what I did with Ableton when I was trying to buy it. I bought it through fucking Sweetwater, and they do right now they're doing like 6-month payments and shit. So it's cool. It's worth it. I would definitely, if you want to invest in your time, do it. What's up, Bucky? I went to school Full Sail, man. It's a good school. I learned, so I was originally going for recording arts, and hey, what's going on? So I originally went to Full Sail for recording arts and stuff. I kind of went to Full Sail just to learn how to engineer, and then started producing afterwards. I was producing before, but I just kind of wanted to learn the background of it, and it was sick, man. Full Sail was dope. It's in Florida. go check it out. It's really expensive school, but if you can save up for it, definitely go. I highly suggest it. It's fun. I met some good people out there, some really good engineers, producers, fantastic film. There's a good film program there. So I mean, honestly, you can learn this shit online. You don't have to go to fancy schools. I know sometimes you feel like pressured by your parents to go to the universities. For me, I went because I wanted to go. You mean, definitely wanted to get out of the state. You mean, I'm originally from Washington State, so I wanted to get the fuck out of my town and explore the beaches and stuff. So yeah. So you can learn it, Bucky, man. It's just all work and dedication, and just be consistent about it. If you really want to do music, be consistent about it, and just work your ass off, dude. And meet people along the way, build your community. So that's what I'm trying to do, just kind of build the tribe. And so yeah, it's pretty much that. Let's go back to the nitty gritty. Hell yeah. Dude, that's sick, man. Out in LA? That's cool. I'm in LA too. Shit, dude, that's sick, man. We gotta link up. Let me know. Hit me up on the DMs and shit. It's cool. Recording? Okay, yeah, dude. Citrus. I haven't heard. Is it like somewhere in I'm trying to think. Is it downtown Hollywood, or I'm trying to think, where would it be? Maybe in the Valley, like Burbank and shit. Oh shit, hold on. I think my phone's dying, guys. I'm gonna charge this shit. Spending about 3 years planning. Dude, that's good, Sam, man. Dude, fucking do it, man. Honestly, I feel like you're already convinced. You're just trying to figure out what your best, Glendoria. Okay. Glendoria. I wonder if that's like in the east side, LA? There's Glendale. But yeah, Sam, dude, fucking do it up, man. Dude, honestly, you don't need the fancy equipment. I'll show you guys again. I don't know if you guys seen the studio, but I got, the Apollo Twin. You don't need this fancy shit. In the Valley. Okay. You mean I have the Atom Audios, and then just my Mac, really. Honestly, it's just, you don't need much. Some people think you need like the really fancy shit, but honestly, I started just with my laptop and headphones, really. So, and then I just saved up, just bought a little gear here and there and stuff. I got the keyboard. Let me take off see if I can show you guys the keyboard. It's kind of cool how I built this shit. Let's see. Sorry, guys. It's banging. So this is I think this is the A1 complete controller. I love it. It works for me. Got a little automation, so if I want to automate shit, I want to play the keys and stuff, do that. But yeah, Sam, you don't need much, man. Just like headphones, production, microphone. Since you sing, I would definitely get a microphone. Here, I'll show you my microphone. So when I do the podcasts, I use this SE S1. It's pretty good. I mean, at least for my vocals, it works well. It kind of gives it like a little peak at the 2Ks. So that's what I usually use. So yeah, with my podcast, heads up, guys, I got a podcast too. I talk about music production. I actually have people in the music industry, dancers, shufflers, and we just talk about music in general, life, like how is it. I just came out with a new episode with my buddy Ekanova. He's like an upcoming producer, DJ. He's crazy good, guys. He's done EDC and he's done like a couple shows out in LA, and he's really good. So go check him out. We do like we did this podcast. It was sick. So yeah, I had a keyboard and drum lessons as a kid. I mean, I was getting out some mic. Yeah, I totally agree, Bucky. Just get something cheap. Like, freaking Focusrite is so dope. Or M Audio. I love M Audio's little two mixer and stuff. I don't know what it's called. Or it's something loud. I can't recall. But yeah, you don't need much, man. Honestly, like as you can see, I just have this. I just have these because it's essentials. You know what I mean? It's not a necessity. But like when it comes to mixing, I mean, I think that's when you have to pay a little bit more, better headphones when it comes to mixing. But you can always have people mix it for you if you have the budget. But I mean, I always suggest learning how to mix as you do. You know what I mean? That's why it's kind of cool, like Bucky, that you're going to school for it. What's something that you're interested about? Like, is it vocal mixing or like what interests you about mixing? Interface like studio monitor audio. So audio interface is this guy. So basically, this guy translates your audio that comes from this thing, and it goes from in there to out there. So just basically, and then you can hook up your microphone. So like, for instance, your audio coming from your mic goes in here, translates to your DAW, and then you record. So it's definitely essential. You can get some that have USB, but I'm just saying, like, the better you get, that's why I got this, because it's pretty fucking good when it comes to A to D to converter. What I mean A to D, it's audio to digital. Pro Tools has it. They have their own ways and stuff. I have it. I just love Universal. And I'll show you the console. It's kind of cool. So this is the console you have. This is like my settings for my vocals. So I have it automatically. I have some settings saved too. So like, for instance, my dynamic mics when I do podcasts and stuff. And then I just have my podcast mics. So it's cool. You can kind of save your presets. For instance, you have a singer in the studio. Like for instance, your vocals. Sam, you can have a preset for it, depending on the genre too. So I like to do that too. I can show you guys some Ableton sessions that I have that under. Beats since high school. I really wanna guessing what I'm doing more. Yeah, dude, the experiment with techno beats. That's kind of cool. Honestly, dude, like you could go technical when it comes to like the whole like sound design shit, but the more I feel like sometimes the less you know, the better. Because sometimes when I sound design and I know a little too much, that I have this, I keep making the same sounds that it just sounds generic. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just my take. But I get it. Sometimes you want to know like the full realm of like sound design. Like my favorite plugin is like Serum. I love Serum. I don't know. I know pretty much most of it, but I'm not too crazy about it. I'm not like, oh, I need to fix this specific plugin and shit like that. So let's see. All right, let's get back to the music, fellas. So yeah, let's go. So going to build up. Kind of cool. I don't know if you guys can hear like this like back, like I don't know, it's some like weird thing. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. It's a little crazy. A little saucy. Fucking. So you know that like that, like da na 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 na. So without this like, actually kind of doesn't sound too bad when it's bare, but I wanted to add something in the background to fill it up. It's kind of cool. It's like this sample. Actually, I think I found it from like, yeah, it was part of the song actually. And it's like, I don't know, it just adds like a little character behind it, because I just felt like it was too bare at that moment. So we can even debate about it. We can see whether it's hot or not. Let's see. So that was with it, and then we'll do without it. I don't know. They both sound dope. But I don't know. I just went with that feel. Okay, so with the DAW sound samples, does it come with them, or would I have to buy a separate sound? Thanks, dude. So what's so cool? With all this shit, with Ableton, it comes with some stock plugins and stuff, or I mean samples. But I go with Splice, man. Splice is dope. I love Splice. I use the hell out of it. It's sick. It's a good organizer too. So for instance, like if it loads up, so I have like my 808s, my builds, and all this. It just keeps you organized and stuff. That's how I liked it. Like for instance, I'm looking for like a kick. I click on that, and boom, there's my kick and shit. But I don't know why it's not loading up. But yeah, check out Splice. Splice is dope. Fucking, it's sick. You can pay as low as $7.99 and you get like 300 tokens. You know what I mean? For me, I pay a little bit more because I just love samples, find different samples and fucking with them. So it's up to you. Yeah, you don't have to go. You know, sometimes Splice is so much better, because you know how like back in the day you would buy sample packs and the fucking thing would cost you like $20 and you only wanted that one sound, but you had to pay $20 for it. Or find it online and torrent it. But you know, with Splice, it's cool. You just pay a certain amount per tokens per month. You can buy more if you want more samples, and then it works with you. So yeah, so check out Splice. Splice is dope. I use Splice a lot, and it keeps you organized too with all your samples. But I usually organize all my shit. Like with the new Ableton, you can organize all your collections. So this is your collection. So I have my synths, I have my vocal plugins, I have my reverbs, and you know, yada yada yada. So it just kind of keeps you organized. I think that's the one thing I would recommend you guys, is just keep an organization. Sorry, I'm fucking moving the camera. I know it's annoying. It just helps a lot when it comes to organizing stuff. As you can see in my session, I have everything all set up, like with the vocal. I even have my track info. So sometimes, like when I'm working on tracks and I'll take breaks, I'll sometimes take like month-long breaks. And yeah, dude, Bucky, yeah, hit me up, bro. Thanks, dude, appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon. So sometimes I keep my shit organized. So like my track info, I'll write notes. Like for instance, I'll put in like if for instance it's a long night and I need to go to bed and I can't finish what I'm going to do, I'll write notes to it, and I'll basically just put in like, finishing needs something, whatever like that. So I'll write in my notes, and it's cool, this little plugin, it's called Extra Notes. And then you could just write off, as you can see, you know, I haven't wrote anything, but you can write key, BPM, and then additional notes, which is dope. And you can put images too. Like for instance, if you want to save certain like presets, I know like we're not in like in 1980 that you can't save, you know, screenshots or anything like that, but you can put images. I don't know why they have this, maybe for something else, but yeah, so I keep my shit organized. vocals, drums, bass, synths, effects, and then the vocals up here. I mean, it varies from different projects and shit. So yeah guys, it's pretty much it. Do you guys let me know if you guys have any questions. Damn, this thing is like, yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna end the live stream here, guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hit me up if you guys have any production questions. I'm more than free to answer them. Let me flip this camera. Yeah, so if you guys have any production questions, you guys need help with anything, you know, I'm open doors, since, you know, this whole fucking COVID-19, it's kind of sad with all this shit. But you know what I mean, feel free to hit me up. If you have any questions, I have a podcast too, so it's called Electric Dreams. It's on Spotify. I interview a bunch of people, singers, rappers, more like in the dance community and stuff. But I mean, I sometimes interview some of my friends and stuff. And so yeah, so fuck the world. It's out on Spotify, or not Spotify, SoundCloud. Go to my Facebook page, it'll be on there. And yeah guys, and that's pretty much it. So thank you so much. Thanks Sam, you take care, brother. Damn, it's 3 a.m. Oh shit. I'll see you. Yeah, hit me up if you have any questions, man. Like if you're still curious about the whole DAW situation, well, feel free. Thanks Gary, appreciate it, brother. You guys take care. Yeah, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, all the other shit. Hit me up. Thank you guys so much, and then hopefully in a week or two I get a new track. So Baby's out too, but yeah, make sure you stream Fuck the World, and appreciate you guys. See ya.